What's up guys, it's Space Cadet. I got another tutorial video here for you today. So this one is going to be how to load your own drum samples into ULTRABEAT in Logic and then create your own drum beats but using your own samples, and then how to have that viewable as MIDI instead of audio just on your project file and looking all ugly. So let's get into it, let's get into Logic and I'll show you guys how it's done. Alright, what's up guys, so we're here in Logic and I'm going to start showing you the tutorial. So first off I'm going to show you the sort of thing I'm trying to move away from. So this is just loading your samples into Logic in audio tracks and just arranging your beat that way. I've just done a quick little easy simple beat just to demonstrate that. And then now what we're going to do is do the same sort of thing but using ULTRABEAT. So we're going to come down here to our software instrument track. We're going to choose ULTRABEAT. We're going to choose multi-output instead of stereo. That's going to bring up this one here. Now I have my user default set to a particular kit called drag and drop samples. Now by default you will have some random kit. It'll be something with all its own sounds in like this, all named. And they'll all be in there, all them sounds, and then that'll just be whatever your default is. Now if you want to do samples and you know you only want to use your own samples, we're going to come to drum kits and then this one here underneath UK Hip Hop called drag and drop samples. Kind of struggle to get all of that out there then. And then if you know that you're only going to use your own samples pretty much, and you're not really going to use any of the built-in sounds for ULTRABEAT, like for the most part at least, like 80-90% of the time, then you may as well, once you're on this drag and drop samples, just go save as default. Now I don't actually need to do that because I've already done that. So if I press recall default here, it just takes me to the, it's exactly the same, it's just the samples as you can see. And I press my keyboard, nothing happens. So this is where we're going to start from. We're going to come in here, I'm going to name these because I'm a bit OCD and I like my shit to be named. So I'm going to go snare, rim, that's all we're going to do today in this. We're going to come down to kick, and basically what we're going to do is bring up our folder where we've got all of the instruments we're going to use, and I'm literally just going to drag in all of the same ones that I've just dragged into those audio tracks that I just showed you before. So I'm going to drag that one in there. Let's get the snare, this one in. Yeah. Let's get that rim, which is this one. There we go. Right, so now we've got those three sounds on it. So what we're going to do first of all is I'm just going to turn each one down a bit, because we can always just turn things up later. Alright, so that's cool. So I'm going to close this now, and what we're going to do is press X to bring up the mixer. And where we've got this ULTRABEAT, we now have this plus symbol right at the bottom that all the others don't have. So what we're going to do is just press that a few times. And then what I'm going to need, I'm going to need my dock to move out of the way for a second. Come on. There we go. Right, okay, so on this aux that I've just created, I'm going to call that kick. I'm going to call this one snare. And call this one rim. And now what we're going to do is go kick, right click, just click create track. That's going to make a track up in the actual window at the top. And I'm going to do that for the other ones as well. And then now I'm going to take the mixer away, load up, and I'm just going to go into this region and start recording the kick drum. So let's just press record. Obviously it doesn't have to be perfectly in time, I'm just going to quantize this. Perfect. Okay, so that's all the kicks in time. And now what I'm going to do is the same thing but on the snare. I think you can start to see where this is going. I'm just going to mute the audio kick now. Alright, same thing again. I'm just going to manually quantize those because I know where it's going to fall anyway. It's just going to be on the third beat. Alright, and now we're going to do the same thing for the rim. Let's mute that now. Okay, there's only one that I missed in there, so I'm just going to go sort that out and quantize all that, and I'll be right with you. Alright, so I've gone and quantized everything now, so I'm just going to mute these audio tracks. Another thing I just noticed then as I was quantizing things, by default there was a bus set on here that was adding reverb to this. So I've just turned that down now. It's a lot less distracting. I'll probably add my own reverb, but I don't really tend to put much reverb on my drums, or any at all, really, now that I think about it. Unless I was going for like a specific sound or something like that. But yeah, so as you can see, I now have set up. We have this one track, right? Now, this is a bit complicated because we're technically running this instance of ULTRABEAT, which has these instruments within it. But even though we're only running one instance of ULTRABEAT, I can hardly speak today, we're viewing those as a separate track for each drum that we're planning on using. So now, just like how before when I was just using an audio track, I can go in and add compression and EQ to each individual drum, but I can also, I'm technically just sequencing them all in one. And you can add these all into one region if you want to, but if you want to be able to obviously, you know, add an effect to like your snare without adding it to your kick or something like that, you obviously want to EQ them all differently, etc, etc, etc. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This was ULTRABEAT and how to set up your samples so that you can view them in MIDI. And it's just this is the way I'm going to be doing mine. I'm so glad that I've learnt this and I can show it to you guys, and also now I can get away from using the audio thing, and it just looks a lot cleaner like that with the MIDI regions in the project, I think, at least. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter. It's all in the description. There's loads more videos coming out soon. I got type beats, I got live cook-ups, tutorials similar to this one. Like I said, follow me, subscribe, like the video, comment, all that stuff, and I'll see you guys again soon.